Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Sports Traveler webinar. My name is Jake Russo, Marketing and Sales Assistant here at Sports Traveler. Along with me today is Amber Stengel, the founder and president of Sports Traveler. And today we'll be discussing package travel to the Indianapolis 500, and we'll be providing you with some great information for you to take back to your office and get some great bookings. I'm actually going to hand it off to Amber right now, who's going to give us a little bit of background on our company here at Sports Traveler.
Thanks, Jake. A little information about our company, Sports Traveler, and thanks for you all that are joining us today on Google Hangouts. We're celebrating our 15th year of business here at our company. We specialize in sports packages, tickets, and tours to the top sporting events around the world. Some of our other top events include the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Pro Football Weekends, Super Bowl, Final Four, Masters Golf Tournament, and the 2016 Rio Summer Games. But now let's talk about our day of talk about the webinar, the 100th Indianapolis 500.
All right. Now, I know that many of you have probably heard of the Indianapolis 500 before, but in case you're just not too familiar with the event, I'll give you a little bit of a brief synopsis here. But basically, it's an IndyCar race that's held just outside of Indianapolis, Indiana. It's been run a total of 99 times, with the 2016 race being the 100th running. So it's a very historic event that's going to take place. The race is very prestigious around the racing community. It's known throughout the globe as one of the greatest races you can possibly see. It's part of the Triple Crown of racing, so it's recognized everywhere as one of the top races to attend. As well, it's going to be held next year on May 29th, 2016, and we're going to start to walk through with you a few of the packages we offer for the event. To start, we have our two-night Crown Plaza Indianapolis program. The Crown Plaza Indianapolis Union Station is a very unique hotel. I think it has quite a bit of character, and the reason being is it's actually been constructed within a train station. It was first built in 1853 and was the world's first Union station ever constructed. It was also converted into the Crown Plaza, and it's registered on the National Register of Historic Places. Now, it kept a lot of the flair it had when it was a train station, and the hotel itself actually contains 26 authentic Pullman train sleeping cars. So a lot of people that like to stay at this hotel, there's plenty of images and photographs you could take just within it. It's an amazing property. And to go through what's included in our two-night package, we do have reserved tickets to the Indianapolis 500 for that weekend, admission to the Indy 500 Hall of Fame Museum, which is located at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. We do provide track transfers on race day for everyone's convenience, and there is a race day breakfast that's served at the hotel. And we also include airport transfers from Indianapolis Airport. Going on to our three-night Embassy Suites Indianapolis package, I like to always recommend this for people that want to get a more full Indy experience and stay that additional night. Now, when you look at this package, you get your essential inclusions you would get at an Embassy Suites. You have your daily breakfast, your evening reception at the hotel. You'll still get your reserved tickets to the Indianapolis 500 and admission to the Indy 500 Hall of Fame Museum. The one additional benefit with this package would be the Saturday Drivers Meeting admission and Legends Day. That's going to be held on Saturday at the track, and it's a great opportunity for different fans of IndyCar racing and the Indianapolis 500 to see some of their favorite current and former racers who are going to be at the track. It's a very ceremonial event, and many actual awards are given away, either for people that have top times in the qualifier or for any type of past events that have taken place. On the Legends side of it, there's typically more Lifetime Achievement Awards that are given out, and it celebrates the career of many great drivers. As well, we do have track transfers provided on race day and airport transfers from Indianapolis Airport in this package as well. And also, the daily breakfast is going to be included every single day at the hotel, as well as that evening reception nightly. Now, to go on to some of the additional tour options that can be added on to the package, I'm going to actually start with the Friday add-on, which is what we recommend for anyone that's doing that three-night Embassy Suites package. Now, with that carb day admission, what's basically included is it's going to be a day at the track, and at the track is the final practice day for many of the IndyCar drivers. So they're going to be going ahead and doing their practice laps for that one last time. And then at the conclusion of that, there's a very exciting event where the pit crews actually go head-to-head against each other. And it's kind of a time trial where the pit crews will test each other to see who can change 4 tires the quickest, as well as refuel a car. So a lot of people really get a kick out of watching the pit crews perform as quickly as they can to fuel up a car and take the tires off. And it's a really interesting and awesome sight to see for a lot of people that attend the carb day. As well, it's a day that's kind of similar to a tailgate party. so you can imagine there's a lot of people there that are eating, drinking, having a pleasant time, and later that evening there's usually a musical performer that'll be performing that night. So it's a really exciting event, and a lot of people get a kick out of it. So if you have a client that doesn't really know what they want to do around Indianapolis on that Friday, we really recommend adding on that card day admission. Moving on to Saturday add-ons, this is the Indianapolis 500 Parade, which is going to be held in downtown Indianapolis. We have a lot of Indy cars that are going to pass through the parade, and a lot of drivers and other famous celebrities that may be making an appearance. Now, this parade is going to be held at the same time as the drivers' meetings at the track on that Saturday. So we always like to tell people that if you're going to be going to the parade, you will be missing out on some of the drivers' meetings. So it's one important thing to keep in mind. Though if you're going to the parade, we do recommend getting the grandstand seating. The benefit of that grandstand seating with that upgrade is that you won't be standing the entire time of the parade, but you'll be sitting at a grandstand along the parade route, so it's much more comfortable for you. The final add-on we have on for Saturday would be the Bronze Badge Gasoline Alley Pass. This is a great way to fill out your Saturday, and it's also very exciting because it's the only way you'll have garage access during the weekend. And basically, it'll be a tour through the garage area. You'll see a lot of the drivers and the racing teams actually doing final tune-ups on the cars. It's an awesome day to bring a camera. You can take a lot of images and photos of anything that's occurring. So, take photos with the cars, take a good look around. The one thing I do tell people too is you just have to dress for the garage area, so make sure you have shoes on when you visit, no sandals or anything like that. But it's an awesome way to fill out your weekend. And finally, let's just go over a few of the selling points about this Indianapolis 500, the 100th running in 2016. For a lot of people we've seen a lot of interest in, it's because it's the ultimate bucket list trip for any racing fan. It doesn't matter if you like Indy motorsport or any other type of racing. Everyone's familiar with the Indianapolis 500, and with such a historic occasion, people will go out of their way to make sure they can attend this 100th running of the race. And that's a big part of it, is experiencing history. You won't have an event like this for another 100 years, so it's the perfect time to take part in one of the most historic events in racing that's going to be seen around the globe. And it's a weekend celebration. I was actually speaking with a travel agent based out of the Indianapolis area, and they were just telling me that their office, the entire weekend of Indianapolis 500, they're going to be closed. It's actually like a holiday celebration around the Indianapolis area, and the entire community takes part in it, and there's an amazing vibe through the entire city during the time. So people that travel to it get to take part in that celebration, and it's a really exciting event. And lastly, there's plenty of legends that make the return to Indy Motor Speedway during the weekend. And I'm not just suggesting even on Legends Day, but throughout the weekend we'll have many famous drivers from IndyCar history that are making appearances. So we're predicting people such as Andretti to make a return, and even NASCAR drivers that have once driven with IndyCar, they might most likely be making a return too, just because it's such a monumentous occasion. And it's a great opportunity for any racing fan to see their favorite racer.
Excellent, Jake. And for those of you who have not been to Indianapolis recently, it is really no longer Naptown. I love the folks at visitindy.com, the Indianapolis Convention and Visitors Bureau. Check out that website to also find out more information about how amazing Indianapolis is today. It's definitely something that everyone needs to visit if you haven't been recently. And as a Midwesterner, Jake, Indianapolis 500 is just been ingrained in me from the time I was a kid. It's all about being able to know the drivers. It's about seeing the track. It's about just the camaraderie of the fellow fans, and it's a family event for my family. And I look forward to being there for the 100th running and taking part in this amazing celebration. So thank you for all that information. I think we want to go to our question and answers.
Yeah, we're actually going to jump to our question and answer session right now. So if you have any questions, feel free to submit them now. We'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Just to go through one question we do have already, and it would actually be, what do you recommend bringing to the track on race day?
Well, you never know what to expect in Indianapolis in May. It could be hot, it could be sunny, it could be rainy, it could be freezing cold. It could be that's just probably before even the race starts. I mean, we've been through all different types of days at the track. I definitely say sunscreen, binoculars. The track is very flat. If you're familiar with NASCAR racing, it's a 1.5 mile oval for most NASCAR tracks. Indy is a historic track. It's very flat. There's a pagoda in the middle. You cannot see around the entire track from any seat really in the grandstand area. So you're going to need your binoculars, and they also have done a really great job with putting television screens around the entire track so you can follow. So those are my tips. And of course, bringing some food. Food is allowed in because it could be a long day. It could be a really long day depending if there's a rain day. But the time flies in Indianapolis, and it's something that you really don't even notice how long you're there. It seems it's such an incredible experience.
It is an incredibly quick race. And just looking at another question that just came in, is actually a really good one. What do you actually have to see at the Indianapolis 500 Hall of Fame Museum?
It's a can't-miss destination if you're going all the way there. We do include it, I believe, in most of our packages. You can go on race day or you can go on Saturday. There's going to be inside all of the past winners, different cars, memorabilia. There's a lot of cars that they have that you can sit in. Not a lot, but several cars that you can sit in. For this particular weekend, it's very historic to see a lot of the pictures from past winners. So I think it's really the part of the whole history and taking that all in during the 100th running. There's also motorcycles and European racing cars, and sort of just incorporates the whole history of open wheel racing here in the United States and the world.
Yeah, it's a really good walk down memory lane when you're visiting for the weekend, which I think is really neat. But I want to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. Just in case maybe you couldn't think of a question right now, but you might have one later, you could definitely give us a phone call. Our number's right here on the screen, and you can give us an email. If you want to view our programs, you can also go to sportstraveler.net and go under Indianapolis 500 tab and take a look at everything we have to offer. So I want to thank everyone for attending today's webinar. It was a pleasure talking with you about Indianapolis 500, and I look forward to hearing from you.